Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Thursday, August the 22nd. And if we take a look at the Bloomberg markets and the futures right now, we can see that all three indices are in the green. Looking like we're going to have a pretty positive day today leading into the Jackson Hole Symposium, where Federal Chairman Jerome Powell will speak tomorrow. If we take a look over at the Yahoo Finance app, a couple of things coming across the screen today in terms of earnings. The first is Snowflake. Snowflake is way off and down today after some bad earnings, a big earnings miss. They're down 10% in the morning pre-session with bad earnings and a poor future forecast. We've also got TD Bank reporting today, and TD had a pretty bad set of earnings this morning, primarily due to the money laundering, the amount allocated towards the fees and fines for money laundering. So it's off pre-market about 2%, and it has just been beaten up. Really known right now as Canada or North America's money laundering bank, based on the scandal it got involved in. It is taking a big hit and has over the course of the last couple of years. So really waiting to see it get through this, and probably looking like it's going to be at least another 2 quarters before it turns the corner on this. I thought it was coming earlier than that, but it just keeps getting extended further and further. And that's kind of what happens when different regulatory bodies get involved and lawsuits occur, and then the organizations like TD fight the lawsuit and finally negotiate on the fines and the fees. It just takes a little bit of time for this sort of thing to work through. On the same front, if you're looking for a stock today that I think is going to take a dive that you could make money on from a short perspective, it would be CNR. Canadian National Railroad locked out their staff, their employees last night, and so they're now in a strike position. And I think that's going to cause a negative impact on the stock and the shares itself. So look for that to drop today and have an effect on other shipping and transport companies. At the same time, we're seeing that crude is up this morning, but only 5 cents. I think we are going to start to see a bit of a recovery, albeit slow and not significant, in oil stocks, oil refinery stocks. So that's going to bode well. I think, again, this is going to continue into the fall timeframe. Where I'd be looking for opportunities for profit today would be in the stocks of tech companies. So I think tech is going to make a bit of a rebound today, particularly in the semiconductor space. So I'm looking at shares of Workday, for one, which isn't semiconductor, but they have an earnings announcement after the close today, and I believe the announcement's going to be positive. So I'm certainly picking up some Workday and have been over the course of the last few days. And then right below it, LRCX. LRCX has been slowly making a recovery. If we look at the last month, it is slowly climbing back into the 900s. And I think this is a stock that could hit the mid 880s today, based on some run up in the semiconductor space as a whole. Others that I'm looking at, always been a fan of Meta. I think it is on the expensive side. It had a great run yesterday. I'm waiting for a bit of a pullback on Meta and a general pullback in the NASDAQ, where maybe Meta pulls back with the NASDAQ, and then I would buy in. And then obviously next week on the 28th, we've got NVIDIA reporting. I'm a big fan of NVIDIA. I think the earnings are going to be fantastic. I think it's going to lift semis overall across the board. So I'm in acquisition mode for NVIDIA and would look to pick up some of that as well. And then TSM. TSM is another great semiconductor stock, and it has been hit relatively hard recently. And I do think this is a stock that is going to get back into the probably low 200s by the end of the year. And so at 171, it's a very attractive stock to look at. Then we get down into the financials, and obviously a lot of the movement in financials is going to be dependent on what the Fed chair says tomorrow, but I'm a big fan of SoFi. SoFi has had an incredible couple of weeks and continues to be somewhat volatile, and a very attractive price point to get in and out of and be able to do it with a significant number of shares. And then we have Goldman and Morgan Stanley. I think at 496, Goldman is an attractive buy going into Friday. And if we see Morgan Stanley dip down to 99, I would definitely be picking up some of that as well, heading into the Friday session. So that's where we are today. Good luck with your trades. And if you're liking these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and share this with a friend who's interested in learning about the market.